And let me move my microphone a little bit because for some reason it's dropped all the way down to the floor. I mean, not to the floor, but it's like pointing in the wrong direction. But anyway, hello everyone. How are you all doing today? Augie, hello. Astana, good morning to you. I have my, what used to be iced coffee, but the ice has long since melted. And how are you all doing today? You all right? Augie, I hope you have a very good visit with your brother. And a very safe trip. Try to stay cool. Bring lots of drinks with you. High for today in my area of the UK is 33. So yeah, make sure you've got plenty to drink. And your AC prepped in your car so that you don't, you don't get overheated. Because that would be, as Paul says, that would be bad. But, in any event, my friends, today, we've got some news. We have exclusive news, I should say. And we will get into it during our breaks. We've got 3 bits of news to go over today, all Sims 4 related. So yeah, I'm gonna try to we'll see how much of it we get through during our first break. But one of it is bug related or bug fix related. Another one is just fun and silly. And the third one is a bit of, like I said, an exclusive announcement. I've been given, well, myself and all the other people in the Sims Creator Network have been given the go-ahead to share this. So we'll do that. We will do that. During one of our breaks. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be interesting. So, we have the Sims. We've got our Sim selves here. We've got Muir. We have Opting in his pink sombrero and bikini. We have Shaz. We have Rock, Rob Bobson, Sean, Augie, and Astana. So let's get into the game. And shall we just, jump right into things and start our first focus session. The reason why I'm going into our focus session like very quick this morning isn't because I don't want to talk with y'all, but it's because it's going to get up to 33 degrees today. And I'm not looking forward to the heat, so I'm wanting to end this morning's live stream as close to being on time as I can, just because it is so hot. So let's see. That is not what I wanted to click. I wanted to click the weather report. Yeah, it is currently at 23 degrees, and by the time we end this morning's live stream, it's gonna get up to it's gonna be about 28, 29 degrees Celsius here, so I am not looking forward to the next few days. Looking at the extended forecast, the rest of the week is in the 30s, so, ugh. Definitely not looking forward to that. Definitely not. Okay, my friends, if this is your first time here, welcome in. This is a Sims 4 Work With Me live stream. We do these, well, typically every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Things are going to start changing, though, starting next week. On next Tuesday, so that's 1 week from today, we are going to condense our streams down. Our Tuesday stream down to 1 stream instead of 2. It will start at 11 a.m. So mark your calendars. Next Tuesday, 11 a.m. UK time, starting for 3 hours instead of 2. Okay, so this is our Work With Me house. Everyone, or all the Sims that are in this house are Twitch subscribers or YouTube paid members. And yeah, they work in the background as we work in real life. So I think since Astana was the first person to hit the to hit that first button over on Twitch, we will follow Astana. Astana's got, oh my goodness, we really need to, Astana, you really like paper crafts, don't you? At least your sim does. Look at all these paper crafts. You've got a black bear paper craft, you have a handcrafted card, a kitty, another bear, a forg, which is kind of like a frog, a butterfly, and a fox. Oh, and another forg. I'm gonna have to clear out our Sims inventories. We just have so much stuff. It's good though. It's all good. Right, so what we do is we hit the timer 20 minutes on the clock, followed by our 15-minute break where we talk about gaming and simming news. Let's get it started. I will catch up with you all in 20 minutes. I will mute my microphone, turn up the music, unpause the game, let the game run in the background as we get some work done. Let's go. Forgot I had myself muted. Jeeves, thank you so much for the resub. 54 months, man. That is awesome. And good morning to you. I'm gonna mute myself now. While I try to find a pair of scissors. Work, you know, work.
Brigyaba. Yabba. Pomodoro Moochie Peachy. Cinnamon Bolingo. Nervous shopping, huh? Sibo?
Doba Harfin.
What? Badish.
Gnome Pompira, Quexi Fazunia. Unix now, your blick.
Buona.
Oh, Pimpini.
Lerna.
culture. Lanji chill. Lindsay shark.
Gaba gaba Pomeré quas. Confulibo.
I'm getting there with this, slowly. I have no idea what I'm doing, but you know, I'm sure that I'll figure this out, right? So for those of you who are wondering, um, and y'all are probably wondering, Muir, what in the world are you doing with all of that string? So,
Lisa.
my housemate 3D printed me some self-watering plants. Planters, that is. Self-watering planters. And, you know, plant pots. And I've got a bunch of plants that, you know, like drape. They're like, you know, draping plants. So spider plant, and a few others, you know. And I'm like, wouldn't it be a nice idea if I hung these plant pots up in front of my window? You know, as you do. And then my brain went, I could buy pre-made things to, you know, to put these planters in, and hang them up. And then my brain got this really brilliant idea of, why don't you learn macrame, Muir? Why don't you buy a macrame kit and learn how to do macrame? And then you can make your own hanging things for these pots. So that's what I've done. Because I am stupid. And I have spent our first focus session measuring, well, guesstimating and measuring, and sectioning out a lot of string. And of course, as you do, you know, I'm trying to get each of these, you know, each of the strings here, so that they're not tangled. But of course, the harder I try to detangle all of these, the more tangled they are becoming, because string hates me. I mean, look at this. Look at this. It's a freaking knotted mess, man. It's like a multiple knotted mess. What the heck, man? So this is me trying to de-knot all of these strings. And this is just the first four strands. I mean, you know, what have I gotten myself into? Seriously. Why do I come up with these brilliant ideas? Oh yeah, Muir, just let's learn a craft that I have never learned before. I've never seen done. And yeah, how difficult could it be? It's a cinch, right? Absolutely, you know, just so easy to pick up a new skill. Yeah, let's do that. Because that certainly won't end up in tears. The strings. Man, I'm gonna have nightmares about these strings. 100%. Okay. I'm gonna put this aside for the moment. And this is gonna be slightly future Muir's problem. Alright? And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into the news. So shall we begin? Okay. We're gonna start off with something a little bit fun and silly. So, the Sims team recently put up on X, your month equals your gnome. So, what birthday months do you all have? They have assigned a gnome to each month of the calendar year. So, if you were born in... Actually, hold on. If you were born in March, the Bare Essentials gnome is your gnome. If you were born in April, the High Rider gnome is for you. If you were born in May, Herb the Posy Protector is your gnome. In June, we have the Barely a Gnome. Those born in July, it's the Poolside Gnome. Because, you know, July is when you go swimming the most, right? And if you were born in August, we have the Guardian of the Gnomalaxy. And now, do not ask me about January and February, or September through December, because for some reason, the Sims team did not put any of that in. So there you go. I'm wondering though, do they have it here, or is it just? No, it is not. Okay. So yeah, if you were born, evidently, you know, those 3 months or those 6 months are the only months of the year. But yeah, if at least we know that the most important month of the year, August, you know, the Guardian of the Gnomalaxy, or as I call it, the Cthulhu gnome, is my gnome. So there you have it. There you go. And actually, you know, come to think of it, let me hold on. Let's go into the Sims, because they missed out January and February. So let's go into build mode real quick. And let's see if we have any of these gnomes. Okay, so we have the Bare Essentials gnome. All right. Do we have the Bare Essentials gnome in this house? No. All right, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to sell off all of the gnomes. All right? Except for that big one, because that's a special gnome. This one is our special little boy. We'll also get rid of that. Okay, I think that's all of our gnomes that we have around the house. Oh wait, nope, we got a few here. So let's sell these. And I think that's it. We've got this one, but this is the Gnomalaxy gnome. Okay, so let's do this, shall we? January's gnome. my god, all the things that we've gotten here. Hold on, let me sell off all the stuff that we have in our Sims inventory that we got rid of yesterday. Okay. Right. Gnome. Now, see, the problem about finding the gnomes in the build by mode is that you can't always. It can be a little bit difficult to find them. So let's see. Yeah, work is over. Shush. Shush, super sweet bot. I don't care. And we only have 3 minutes left of thingy. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's find the gnomes. Where are the gnomes? Does anyone know where the gnomes are? Because I want to go through all of these gnomes and figure out which ones. Here's some. Which gnomes work for which months. Okay? I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just weird. Muir weird confirmed. There you go. Ewoki lol. What? What? Are you laughing at me because I'm weird? I mean, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all because we already know that I'm weird. So it's fine. Everything is fine. There are a lot of gnomes in this game, by the way. There's an absolute ton of gnomes in this game. I'm just saying. Like, a lot. We're gonna put that one over there. Ewoki? No, because I said shush, super sweet bot. Oh, okay. I mean, it's true, though. Super sweet bot can just shush. I'll take as long as I want. Okay, we got that one, we got that one, we got that one. So many gnomes, so little time. And of course, like I said, the gnomes aren't, like, all together in the build by catalog. Of course they're not. They're spaced out. You know, you gotta search for the stupid things. I think this is all of them, though. Alright, I think this might be all of the gnomes. So let me not that one. Let me go here, and I'll move this over here for just a moment. So let's pull these out. So they say that the Bare Essentials gnome is March. Okay, so if we go January, February, March. The April one is the High Rider gnome. So we've got April here. Then the May gnome is this one. So that's for May. June is this gnome. July is the swimming gnome. Where is it? Ah, there it is. And August is this one. Okay, so that gives us, whoa. Shush, super sweet bot. I refuse. Okay, so January. Let's go through these gnomes and pick pick January, February, and then September, October, November, and December. Because the Sims team only did half of the year, which I think is a bit, a bit of enough. So January's gnome. Which one of these do you think should be January's gnome? Now, personally, I'm thinking for January is cold, right? It's cold. Everyone's miserable. There is not a gnome here that is frozen solid. So I'm thinking maybe go with the Grim Gnome, because January is the dead of winter. Okay, how does that sound? So if we do January is that one, then we have February. Now February is love day, as my son loves to say. So I'm thinking for February, maybe the no matter what, I'm still your baby gnome. Because, some people call their significant other babe or baby or bae. And this is the gnome that portrays love the most. So that can be February. Where'd the gnome go? So we got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Now, September. September is the first month of autumn. Autumn, occurs in September. So I'm thinking for September. But also September is when it's the tail end of summer, and people are like going camping because it's nice and cool in the evenings, but not too cold. And what do you do when you camp? You make s'mores. So I'm thinking this gnome here, the sweetest little gnome for September, that captures, all of the lovely camping memories. Then we have October. By the way, if you disagree with me, let me know. October is the scary month, Halloween, all of that stuff. So I'm thinking the gnome wolf for Halloween. The gnome wolf is a good shout, I think, for October. Then we have November, which is right in the middle of autumn. It's getting cold. No one likes the cold. And you want to, tidy, you want to get all warm and snug, right? So I'm thinking for November, Gnomedolf. Because Gnomedolf here, he's rocking his cloak and his hat and his mushrooms, and he just exudes a sense of coziness. Finally, we have December, which is winter and Christmas. Now, this is where we have a problem, because there is no wintry gnomes, which is an oversight by the Sims team, in my opinion. We need a wintry gnome. But what do you do in the winter? You give presents, right? And I think the closest we've got, we don't even have a Santa gnome. Again, with huge oversight. So I'm thinking that December, we can maybe do, I don't know. possibly the strictly business gnome. Okay, and hear me out. I think that the strictly business gnome captures the heart of December because capitalism. All right. In December, you're bombarded with ads. You know, buy these presents, buy this present, and you need an entire briefcase full of money in order to survive the month of December. Am I right? I think I'm right. So we have January, the dead of winter. February, the no matter what, I'm still your baby gnome, to signify Love Day. We have March, as given to us by the Sims team, which is the Bare Essentials gnome. April, the High Rider gnome. May, Herb the Posy Protector. Now these three are given to us by the Sims team. June is the Barely gnome. July is the Poolside gnome, and August is the Guardian of the Gnomalaxy, or the Cthulhu gnome. So again, these, from the Bare Essentials to the Guardian of Gnomalaxy, are all Sims team. So then we have September, which I've given us the Sweetest Little Gnome. October, which is the Gnome Wolf. November, Gnome Dolph. And December, the Strictly Business Gnome. Now, to be honest with you, I disagree with the Sims team on some of these middle six, alright? So, for example, March. I would actually say that March should be the Plant Gnome. Because it's March is early spring, and, you know, in March, that's when you start planting all of your spring flowers, when spring flowers start, you know, start coming up. So I personally think that March should be the Plant Gnome and not the Barely Essentials Gnome. That's my opinion. In April is like Easter. And I'm really surprised that they gave us that they decided the High Rider in April as you know, instead of Mr. Floppy the Gnome. So you see, that's my opinion for April. In May, I like Herb the Posy Protector, but May, as we all know, is the 1st of May, where, you know, outdoor adult fun times start. So, and you know, when you go skinny dipping and everything. So I think the Bare Essentials Gnome should be in May, not Herb the Posy Protector. Then in June, again, Barely Gnome for June. I don't agree with. I don't agree with that for June. I think June should be the Fairy Gnome, not the Bears. June, in my opinion, should be the Fairy Gnome, because it's the middle of summer, and there's the start of summer is June, and you get all of the dragonflies flying around. So I think the very Fairy Gnome should be June. July, I agree with the Poolside Gnome, and August, because, you know, I like Cthulhu. So the Guardian of the Gnomalaxy is definitely a good choice for August. Plus, August's birthstone is Peridot, and the Guardian of the Gnomalaxy gnome is very Peridot in color. So we can go with that. And then we've got these that I decided myself. So this is my final gnome of the month. January, Grim. February, Baby. March, Plants. April, Bunny. May, the Naked Gnome. June, your Fairy Gnome. July, your Poolside Gnome. August, your Cthulhu Gnome. September is the S'mores Gnome. October is the Gnome Wolf. November is the Cozy Gnome Dolph. And December is your capitalist, lots of money spending gnome. All right? Do you all agree with me on this? Or do you think that I am way off the mark? You'll have to let me know. Anyway, now that we've done that and wasted an entire session, let's let's get back in with our timer and get our next focus session started. I've got to find y'all. I'm not even... no. Hold on. I grabbed the wrong window. I should be ashamed of myself. Okay, there we go. There we go. Done that. Okay. Let's get the timer back up. "20 minutes on the clock. And I'll catch up with you all after the break. Let's go."
Toma. Toma. Oh, Demise. This rack. Some busy.
Arpanaya, Ubido Brig, huh? Chief Pribs Gubaral, Chabado.
Don't
Ziffaloy Yerbik, Chenja, Usanet Frifagasui, Uniata, huh? Uniata,
Clementine, Demisco.
Rubel,
Snaposhi. Rugi Payun. Taruga.
Obero, Yato, Kistoy, Arsafay, Evil Plem, Nords, Zenabib, Bolingo, Nerbashopik, huh? Merkid, Tibanabi, Uniata,
Run, Checky Hound.
Odoya, Sue, Inkelmifma, Beckenwishun, Ilba, Shursanitva, Franj Bishoshi.
don't
Soup to Stevie.
What?
chasing a bitch.
Ah, snip the.
You don't go chasing a bitch.
And Frobby Sebro. Sonoy?
You
Olimar, Snubara, Doodly Doo, Watanini Chalk, Babane,
Wacha?
Ah.
Fazunia. Echudna. Tranquil hibby chib. Skibero de Shibi. Quine.
Waga Fruge. Warba Quest?
Apidola. Lumpina. And Fabi. Wissip. Rebanina. Slafa. Weskanaya. Tenebib. Goosh if we know. Yasinarp Tamf. Jonah. Ah!
Shilo Penive Baima.
Oh, Prita.
Vinpahab?
Wasanek. Velma.
Brogy. Yakalau Shoe Bretno.
Urabao. Fluffalaffa. Wisu. Bazunia. Murphy. Tarbo. Sabau Habari. Yaunim Yadavel. If.
It's Robbie Zebra. Sharon.
Arca.
Flohane Kabel Espa Scoob. Alfonsa. Niplum Rimple. Bakoya Shape. Gorgiev. Oh, Oxness. Ashquam.
Rezo Tharbo. Dabishi.
Uh-huh.
Ubuena. Oh, Kisanoi Squeezo. Kitty Kib.
Ensanoi me pim quexi.
Limla. Beshna. Ondabaglafi. Shunkin Wapsa.
Nork.
Kabit Snooshta.
Baby Jib. Yixophilus.
Oh.
Chebadoo. Oh, no, yeah.
Bichim quexi. Bazuni Echuria. Yabia. Osbu. Pilpin Lantai. Rowers for the shade.
Hemka Harp Domus. Sabomanukum. Bibwa.
InZoi Dimbish.
Oh. Nulitz Bagorbane. Watanini.
Oh, London.
Shofikapa. Nulitz. Shisuregu. Ubado. Brigyaba. Sawada, baby.
Hakyoin Luma?
Wiffalo yerbik. Tenkwa. Neppy yeka chibs, huh? Ricky. Wiffalo yerbik. Tenkwa. Frogi. Yakalau shu bretno.
Torque Bashoshi? Miss Stevie Flina. Shelsh. Ka Zipanork. Onaya. Benib Nitva.
Simbab Kriko.
Guma. Yeah, Nibs.
Yibs. Kunada. And Frobby Sebra. Illinois. Yapik. Yapik Hiboim. Palachapa. Washupasa. Lefko. Wisu. Alice Fredashay. Yoim. Jensiba. Lanza. Maru. Obero. Yada Velk. It's Noi.
Ka Zipanork.
Alfonsa. Nipwum Rimple. Bakoya Shapo. And Frobby Sebra. Illinois. Isia. Oz.
Girgazens. Tishanoi. Drew?
Rolas Girga. Parsip Heaps. Soy. Slew.
Ooh. Fritz Kubarao. Finia Papin. Goomba Watanabe. Wamba Boy Yambalala. Pandale. Lindsay Nurska. Grenea.
baby. Verdoy narble. Swaffa caprice, Harthrick. Oh, goo mau. Obia, Carzini. Imiashi bonds. Nerba closer.
Oh, Shippy Bitowicks. Watch. Man trip. Yourself. Fumbo.
Well, I got step 1 done of this macrame, and I've started doing step 2. So, you know, I'm getting there, right? Slowly. Ewoki, here you go. This is what I've done. I've done a lark's knot. Or lark's head knot. That, and gotten all of the strings, measured them all out. So, yeah, I've measured out all the strings, and I've got a lark's knot now. So, Ewoki, that's a great start. I'm getting there. It's sort of downhill from here. This was the hardest part. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, getting it all together, that was so freaking difficult. The strings or these chords knotted up so many freaking times. I think that was like half of the 40-minute, our first two focus sessions. I think over half of it was getting these all the things untangled. So yeah. So Ewoki, I'm guessing you know how to do macrame. I'm guessing you know how to do macrame. So I bought this kit. The instructions are not very good. Okay, they're overly simplistic. The images don't really tell you much. They show like the start. They show like the middle of the thing, and then they show like the end result. And they don't really go into depth and show you every step, which is what I need. I need something that shows me a step by step on how to do all of these knots. And yeah, hold on, I'll show you. So these are the images that they use for the lark's head knot. Okay? I looked at these images and I'm like, what in the actual fuck am I looking at? This does not tell me how to make a lark's head knot. At all. So I looked online. Like what you just said, Ewoki, yeah. You know how to do macrame very roughly. You've made 3 hangers for your string of pearls and string of bananas, or whatever the other one is. You did find YouTube much easier to lean on and guide you than the instructions that you got. You can't do this pictures and written stuff. That tells you nothing. Exactly. Let me show you what the image that I found. Here we go. This is the image that I found on how to make a lark's head knot. This right here is much easier to follow than this. I mean, look at this. Side by side. Much easier to follow. The one online is much easier to follow than this. But Ewoki, that's a good depiction, a better depiction than that manual. You don't even know what's cooking there. Exactly. That does not tell me how to make a lark's head knot at all. So the kit, by the way, came with these things, which I'm guessing is to be used to it's supposed to be used to get the string through beads like this. But I'm not using these for that. I'm using these at the moment to section off my groups, because the next step, according to these instructions, the next step is starts off by separating these strings into 4 different groups. So this is group 1. I'm only doing this temporarily while I sort them out, but I've got group 1 all divided there. So now I just need to make groups 2, 3, and 4. So Ewoki, that's for the beads, but they're really good separators too. Yeah. I'm very much in the bodge category of crafting. Okay, it's like they give you all of this stuff, and I'm like, okay, I could use it for its intended purpose, but I need something for this, and these will do in a pinch. Hi, Sierra, how you doing? You prefer pictures and text over videos because in videos they're doing it in their pace, which is either too fast, so you keep rewinding, or it's too slow, so you get bored and zone out. And to you, both the web image and the printed one look exactly the same. Oh, okay. See, I found this a lot easier. I think it's because they're using a ring, which is what I needed to make the Lark's Head knot on. So they're using a ring to make it, whereas the instructions that came with this kit, they used one of these. And to me, that makes all the difference. It's like I'm not using a dowel rod. I'm using a ring to make this thing. So, yeah. Showing me how to make a lark's head knot on a dowel rod when I'm needing to make one on a ring does not make any sense to me whatsoever. But there you go. Ewoki, you think for you, it's the pictures in the manual, that white string on the black background is garbling your mind. Ah, that makes sense too, yeah. So, my friends, news. I could sit here and talk about, talk about my newest hobby, or my newest one-off hobby forever, but let's talk about news. So, wait a minute, Iwoki, you're the same with origami. Your friends always send you these picture tutorials and you get so lost. Your brain will not process the pictures. Yeah, I need I need a mixture. So I need I need super simple pictures. Like explain to me like I'm 5 type of pictures. And if the pictures aren't enough, then instructions to go along with it, like written instructions. And sometimes, if that isn't enough, then I go into the videos, So I go by a 3-step approach. If the pictures aren't enough, then I go to text. If the text isn't enough, then I go to videos and watch someone else do it so I can at least hopefully get my brain around it. And if all 3 don't work, then I give up. Actually, if all 3 don't work, I try to figure out myself. And if I can't figure it out myself, then I give up. So there you go. Sierra, you didn't even notice that the printed one uses a stick. It's about the knot, and that's identical. Okay. See, human brains are so weird, aren't they? It's just so weird how every person processes things in different ways. So, moving on to The Sims, because we only have 6 minutes left of this break, and I want to get through this. So recently, I have noticed on social media a lot of Sims 4 players wondering where the Happy Pride social media posts are from the Sims team. Now, everyone that I've noticed on social media, none of them have said, where's the EA Happy Pride? Because I think that we all know that EA does not care about LGBT inclusivity. All right? But the Sims team, who are predominantly made up of LGBT people and LGBTQIA plus allies, the Simmers and the Simming community expect a happy pride, or a nod to pride, or stuff added into the base game for pride, and people over on myself and other Sims creators have noticed this, and so we went over to we expressed concerns and took everyone's concerns and presented them to the Sims team and the Sims creator Discord. And while I can't show you the Sims creator Discord because NDAs, I I can say that the Sims team wants everyone to know that hold on, let me see if I can find it. There's been a whole conversation going on, by the way, over on the Sims side, or on the Discord. So, okay, so the Sims team over on the Discord has said to us Sims creators that they said, please pass this on to your communities. And they, B, who is my contact, she says that the Sims team wants everyone to know that the Sims and the Sims developers have every intention to celebrate the Sims inclusivity and LGBTQIA plus community all throughout this year and onwards. So that is pretty cool. And they have a new section over on the Sims website, as you can see here, that shares more about who the Sims are, why the Sims team make the Sims, and all of the causes that they care about. At least not all of them, but a good chunk of the causes that they care about. So this is pretty cool. CRO, the Sims team will probably struggle under the... Oh, yeah. I can imagine that the upcoming new buyers will definitely at least try to put pressure on them. Yeah, on the Sims team to cut back on the inclusivity and LGBTQIA, stuff. Which is wrong. 100% wrong. But, at least we have this. So I am going to actually put this in the chat for you all so that you can visit the site on your own, because we're not going to have enough time to read this. I've put the link both in the live chat on YouTube as well as Twitch. But this website it's pretty good. It could be better. It could be better. And again, over on the Sims Creator Discord, a lot of us have been weighing in on this and have suggested changes that could be made. So, this says, who we are. For more than 26 years, The Sims has been a place to imagine, experiment, express yourself, and let the story go completely off script. Why we make The Sims. We build digital playgrounds, worlds both familiar and strange, made for experimenting, finding inspiration, and telling stories only you could tell. Here you can shape lives, test ideas, discover something new, and occasionally make choices your Sims will simply have to live with. They say our values shape how we build, how players play, and how you turn one save file into a whole chaotic universe. A lot has changed. Our values have not. And this... these two little sentences here, a lot has changed, as in, a lot has changed, via EA, the buyout, the world, in general, the political climate, and all of that, but their values as far as, being inclusive and allies and all of that has not changed. So, there you go. Mouse Nuts, the Sims team might eventually be replaced, worst case scenario. I really hope that does not happen. Because right now, the Sims team is made up predominantly of LGBTQIA plus people and their allies. And I would not want to see, a situation where, like the ECHR here in the UK, where they replace people who are inclusive and allies with people who are not. Jeeves, you think so? That they'll be replaced? Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. Fingers crossed that the Sims team remains as they are, but EA's already talking about layoffs. So, across the board. Even though, like 6 months ago, they promised that they weren't going to lay anyone off, that there weren't going to be any layoffs. No more layoffs, they said. This buyout is not going to result in layoffs, they said. And what are they doing? They are talking about laying more people off. You cannot trust corporate people. You cannot trust executives. And yeah, big companies like EA. Don't trust them. The Sims team, I believe what they're saying here on this page. I believe what they're saying because they are LGBTQ allies. But I don't like EA. I don't trust them at all. Cioro, imagine the Sims team applying to the Paralives team to get out of the EA situation before they're fired. I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. I would not mind if the Paralives team hired some of the Sims teams. Wouldn't mind at all. Mouse nuts. It's the same old if you don't like it, there's the door policy. Very, very possible. All right, so yeah, they go on about creativity, play. Creativity, make something only you could make. Play, try things, push things, see what happens. Choice, shape the details, change the whole story. And in each of these, they go through, you know, different details. And they do talk about, you know, identities, ambitions, and stuff like that. Self-expression, personal freedom, inclusivity, more ways to see yourself in the story. We want players to feel seen through identity, culture, belonging, body diversity, and self-expression. I do wish that they would just outright say LGBT. You know, we want more players to be seen, to feel seen through sexual and gender identities. And just really, really shout it, you know? I would love to see that. But I'm guessing that they had to put all this through their PR, who's probably very corporatized. So, at least it's here. At least it's here. Community, the story gets bigger when players make it their own. And then they go through and say, you know, we're committed to helping creators grow and expand their impact and bring the most ambitious ideas to life. And they give a couple of examples here. Spring Sims, who they've supported Spring Sims fundraising initiative for Hope for Haiti. Miss Lizzie's fundraising initiative for St. Jude Children's Research. Rosanna's fundraising initiative for Movember Foundation. And Ebonics, they've supported Ebonics' Black Line of Clothes exhibition exploring Black representation and identity in games and digital art. Like I said, that's pretty cool. I would love to see more of this, though, in the future. 100%. But with this stuff, it is down to Sims creators, like Spring Sims, Lizzie, Rosanna, Ebonics, myself, and others, to actually apply for the support. So yeah, I for example have applied for support in our August fundraiser for Dogs Trust UK. And I'm really hoping that they're able to, you know, provide as much support as they're able to. At least at least keys, but I'm hoping that they, you know, they give a little bit of money to Dogs Trust, because that would be awesome. Ewoki, you think that the Sims team would fit in with the Paralives team? They'd be able to do things they've been wanting to as well. Very true. Cioro, what other Sim games? InZoi. Yeah, InZoi is meh. Life Play is very, very not safe for work. Yep. Life by You was canceled, yeah, about 2 years ago. We do have, there are a few other little indie games, that are basically like Life Sim Lights. I think is it Tiny Life? I want to say Tiny Life. Hold on, let me look it up. Yeah, Tiny Life. Where it's basically a remake of The Sims 1. it's very cute. So yeah, look up Tiny Life, um, and take a look at it. That is being developed by a person called Ilpec, and it's very Sims 1. It looks very much like Sims 1. Uh, and yeah, it's really cute. So that is a life sim game that's out. There's a game coming out called Seed that is an MMO life sim, which looks kind of interesting. So that's also one that's coming out. But yeah, there are other life sim games out there that are like actual life sims, you know. Ewoki Fable also has been making the rounds on, yeah. Fable is definitely. Hi, Renegade Raven. Thank you so much for the follow. Sorry, just saw that, but thank you so much. I really appreciate that over on YouTube. Um, they go on this website, by the way. They go on saying The Sims is stronger when more perspectives shape the work. So this is a list of different partners that organizations that they've partnered with. So they've got EA's Games for All, which is an EA team dedicated to helping their game teams create experiences where every player feels welcome. Now, I'm worried about Games for All because that's falls under one of the departments that EA says they want to cut. So, yeah, not happy with that, and I am worried about that organization within EA, but we'll have to wait and see. However, they also have partnered with It Gets Better, Galad, and Mame and Kazyoka, which is their cultural perspectives. It says collaborators helping bring more specific subject matter expertise, cultural perspective, and lived insight into the worlds and stories we create. They have seen Mame and Kasioka have helped out with packs such as Royalty and Legacy and the West African content. There's also Stacy Partial Jensen who has helped with Horse Ranch. Sela Consulting, who's helped with Courtyard Oasis, For Rent, and Incheon Arrivals. So I'm really glad to see them partnering with all of these different groups, which is pretty cool. And they're partnering with these to make sure that they get, cultural representation as right as they can, which is great. Cioro, the Sims devs joining in on Paralives would probably be the best that could happen. Their experience without the corporate mentality would sound like a dream coming true. Oh yeah, completely agree with that. I do know though that the Paralives team want to keep their team down to about 20 people. So, if any of the Sims team decide to apply for Paralives, then it's going to be extremely contested. Those positions. Mouse Nuts, you don't really know of any other sim games as you don't play them and you don't know the corporate backstories. It seems that the whole shebang is about folks not liking what the companies are doing, but yeah. Suppressing LGBT stuff, yep, exactly. With InZoi, the reason why people don't like a lot of people don't like InZoi. I can't say that everyone doesn't like InZoi because they do have a loyal player base. But the reason why a lot of people object to InZoi is because InZoi is owned by Crafton, and Crafton is extremely, extremely pro AI, as in like let's have AI do all of the work so we don't have to hire actual humans. So, which I am completely against, and a lot of people are as well, which is why a lot of us are like, yeah, no. From what I understand, also InZoi, Crafton is very big on vibe coding, which is tied into the whole AI thing. And yeah, if InZoi is being vibe coded and not properly tested by actual developers and QA testers, humans, it's gonna end up being an absolute mess. So, Mouse Nuts, you're not here for the games. You're more here for me. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. Um, Back to this website though. They said that their commitment, as Sims continues to evolve, our values continue to guide where we go next. New tools, new stories, new worlds, new surprises. New worlds. This is a brand new site, by the way. There are some um rumors going around that the Sims team are not going to create any more large expansion packs with new worlds. So, this, considering this has only been up for like less than a week, um, this new worlds a bit is, I think, the Sims team's way of saying, yeah, no, those rumors are not true. We will be creating new worlds. And they go on to say inclusivity, choice, creativity, community, and play shape what we build, what we prioritize, and what comes next. So, yeah. If you want to take a look at this website yourself, because I know we went through this very quickly, link is there in the chat for you all. So, I'm really happy though that they made this, which is it's just seriously awesome. Ewoki, new worlds means new expansions. That's exactly, yeah, because unless they release just worlds as their own standalone thing without really anything new added to it. But I can't see that happening because with every new world comes new stuff and new mechanics. But I do like seeing that little confirmation there. New worlds, you know? Really nice. Now says it seems folk on one street seem to be like, we don't like the next street because they have blue doors instead of red. You're more like, it's a door. You treat any door the same as the next. Bad explaining, you're not smart. I think you're smart. Hold on, I got an itchy nose. I think you're smart. You take care of cows, numbnuts. You know how to take care of cows. I wouldn't know the first thing about taking care of cows. I'd just be like, that's a cow. I'm gonna pet it. You know? And then it would follow me around like a little lost puppy for the rest of the day. And I'd be fine with that. But as far as actually taking care of cows, I don't have the no. I don't know how to do that. So, we're all smart in our own ways. We are all smart in our own ways. But yes, love this. Love the little bits of confirmation and hints, and just yes, we see you, we hear you, and we ourselves are going to champion, are going to keep pushing for inclusivity and diversity in The Sims. That's the message that I'm taking from this. That is the message that I'm taking from this. And I really hope that with all of the changes that are happening with EA right now, that they leave The Sims and the Sims team alone. That is the only thing that I can hope for. So you're regarding the world, a bunch of empty neighborhoods, some linked to base games, some to existing packs. Some neighborhoods are rather small anyway, giving the players some alternatives to those without adding new mechanics might actually work. Yeah, it might do. I'm thinking like, you remember Sims 3 Marketplace? If I can type it, Sims 3 online store. Here we go. So, you'll remember this, right? Those of you who played The Sims 3, you remember this, you know this. This is the Sims 3 store. And in the Sims 3 store, you can buy worlds. This is still open, by the way. This website is still working. So yeah, you can buy new worlds for The Sims 3 on their online marketplace. Riverview, Barnacle Bay, Lucky Palms, Lunar Lakes, Hidden Springs, and so on. So if we look at, let's say, Roaring Heights. So if we look at Roaring Heights, Roaring Heights comes with a few things. A few new things. Buildings, hair, clothing, and so on. So I'm thinking, but it didn't come with like as much as. Hold on, I'm expanding. There we go. So these Sims 3 store worlds did not come with nearly as much as the Sims 4 worlds do. But it does come with a few things. And I think stuff like this could work in The Sims 4. They would not be able to. I think the community would riot if they tried charging a full on like 40 or 50 US dollars for something like this. But I could see smaller, new worlds with a smaller amount of items working for The Sims 4 as well, like it did in The Sims 3. So, but yeah, they've got, The Sims 3 Roaring Heights. There's a bit of a backstory, and then you got your related content here. People are like, oh, the kits are just, leftovers from world expansion, from expansion packs. They've been doing this forever, okay? Roaring Heights, they've got jazz age wear, living room, bedroom, jet set clothing, more clothing, and another bedroom. So yeah, they've been doing this forever. It's nothing new. But yeah, I could see stuff like this working, to be honest, in The Sims 4. I would love a Roaring Heights city in The Sims 4, to be honest. Mouse nuts, cow jokes aside, there's no LGBTQIA stuff in cattle. Treat everyone the way you want to be treated back, regardless of anything. Yeah, and that's what everyone needs to do. To be honest, the world would be a much better place if we all just treated each other nicely. Although having said that, numbnuts, rainbow bells for cows win. You should buy little cowbells for all of your cows with rainbow ribbons around their necks. I'm just saying, you know, I'm just saying. It would be super cute. It would be super cute. So you completely skipped The Sims 3. You dropped the series after Sims 2 DRM shenanigans and only returned after Sims 4 became free. I I played quite a bit of The Sims 3, but like I said, on console. I owned The Sims 3 on PC back in the day, but I barely played it. Once I bought Sims 3 Pets on console, I'm like, I freaking love the console version of Sims 3 Pets, and I don't want to play anything else. So I didn't. Ewoki, it's not even hard to do to be nice to others. Exactly. Mouse nuts, I can the fucking racket. How many cows? How many cows are on the farm that you work on, numbnuts? You got like what? About 870. Oh my god. 870 cows, 870 cowbells. Oh jeez, that would be so loud. You would have to get multiple notes bells. Like where you got the full scale the full scale of notes of bells, so that as they're walking along, each bell makes a slightly different tone or a different note. There you go. And then they would be making their own music, and you could record it and upload it to YouTube with the cows, as the music video, and you could make a bomb. There you go. I've just made you a millionaire, numbnuts. You're welcome. Ewoki, that would be an orchestra of cowbells. Ewoki, and make millions. Exactly. Numbnuts is like, okay. Mouse nuts in Norway, they use cowbells. Ooh, that's it. That's it. Anyone who's over in Norway, go to your nearest cow farm, steal all the bells, then go up to Scotland where Numbnuts is, give him all the bells. That way he doesn't have to spend any money to get bells for his cows. See, I'm brilliant, me. I am absolutely brilliant. Ewoki, Nuts is really thinking being here today. That was nuts. You said you were here for me earlier, didn't I? Yeah. me and my weird brain and the tangents that I go on. And I've only had coffee to drink today. No alcohol. All right. Last thing that we want to talk about today, that's Sims 4 related in the news, is the laundry list. Sims 4 laundry list is going to release sometime today, 23rd of June, highlighting top community reported issues that they are targeting for the June 30th update. So, advance warning, in 7 days, the Sims team will be updating The Sims 4. So, you have a week to back up your mods and back up your save files. Because things are gonna break. Things are going to break like they always do. But that's okay. That's okay. Because bug fixes. We all love the bug fixes. So hold on. I'm just looking at where'd it go? Here we are. Over and is that actually going to show up? That's not showing up. Really? Wow. Is it? Hold on. Can I have I swear this thing hates me. No, it's not gonna. Okay. It's actually not gonna show my yeah, it's not actually gonna show my Discord, which is very weird, but it's fine. So, the Sims Discord, by the way, everyone, you can see the link there. That is, if you're not already a member of the Sims Discord and you want to join in on their quality of life Q&A, which is at 9 o'clock tonight UK time, then you can go over to discord.gg/thesims. I will, just to make it easier for you all, I will post this in the chat. There we go. So yeah, if you want to join the official Sims Discord to join in on the Q&A, ask any questions about the laundry list, once it's been released, then you definitely can do so. My mouse is gone. Hold on. I think my mouse just died on me. Of course it did. Okay, hold on. Yeah. I'm all knotted up with all this string. Okay. See, this is the problem. This is the problem of having a cordless mouse. So hold on. Ewoki, we're just thinking of ways to spread the riches a bit more, like Robin Hood, but cooler. About the cowbells, yeah. Mouse nuts, there's many things you'd buy first before 870 cowbells. Like a case International 1455 XL, Massey Ferguson 390T, a new pickup, a house. Ewoki, that's why we're appealing to those in Norway to donate the bells. Exactly. See? Exactly. Sierra, with the new ideas regarding copyright, who would own the music? On art generated by computers, nobody can claim copyright, so who would claim the right? Who could claim the rights on art generated by animals? Oh my gosh. That's actually been done, as in like talked about, because you got the zoos sometimes, and wildlife refuges that sell paintings done by like elephants and other animals. And I believe the courts have ruled that the copyright belongs to um hold on. I think that the courts have ruled that the copyright belongs to the company that that owns the animals, that keep the animals, not own them. So like the zoos, for if an elephant is at a zoo and does a painting, the copyright is owned by the zoo. Um if an animal paints a painting, a picture, sorry. Who owns the copyright? Okay. Let's see. Gov.uk. The person who creates an image, the creator, will generally be the first owner of a copyright, but there are various situations. For photos, if the photo was taken before 1989, the creators also have what are known as moral rights. For example, stopping the use of an image if you disapprove of the usage of that image. If an image was created as part of the creator's employment, the employer will own the copyright. It's also possible in instances where a person has arranged equipment and made artistic decisions prior to taking a photo but wasn't the one to press the trigger, the person making the arrangements could own the copyright. The creator of an image may choose to allow a person or organization to license the work on their behalf. Okay, so this doesn't say anything about animals. Nope, that's just taking a photo of animals. So let's see. Oh, animal made art, Wikipedia. There we are. So, the United States Copyright Office stated in 2014 that works that lack human authorship cannot have their copyright registered at the US Copyright Office. So there you go. According to the US, according to the US, they are not copyrighted. But they do sell for quite a bit. Hold on. I gotta catch up to chat. One could say AI art is at least some intention involved because the AI generated it based on a prompt a human entered. Something generated by animals is just random. And now since that opens up a can of worms about animal ownership. Very, very true, yeah. So if you made art, trained an AI on it, and only on your art, and let it generate similar art, you would own the training material, the hardware, the software, but not the generated art, according to recent court rulings. Interesting. Interesting. So, copyright issues. In the cases where artistic work was created by an animal, intellectual property analysts have argued that neither the human who provides the equipment nor the human who owns the animal itself, when applicable, can hold the copyright to the resulting work by the animal. In these cases, the animal's work was not an intellectual creation of the humans, and copyrights can only be held by legal persons, which an animal is not. Since no one owns the copyright to the work, it is therefore public domain and can be used by anyone without seeking permission. So the question of ownership of copyright created by animals was tested in the monkey selfie case in 2014 after equipment owned by a nature photographer was used by a crested macaque to take a series of self-portraits. The photographer that owned the camera claimed copyright over the image, but other individuals argued that the photographs, as the work of a non-human animal, and thus not the work of a legal person, were public domain. Slater stated that the upload of the images to Wikipedia Commons had cost him more than 10,000 British pounds in lost income. He unsuccessfully attempted to have the media removed. And then in August of 2014, the United States Copyright Office clarified their rules to explicitly state that the items created by a non-human cannot be copyrighted. So there you go. Any painting or photograph taken done by an animal, because they are not considered to be legal persons in their own right, is 100% copyright free, and anyone can use them. So they keep that in mind. But still, if you're the first one to do it, you just think of all, you'd get ad revenue on YouTube for posting those videos. And I think the videos would be copyrightable, by the way. The music might not be, but the videos would be, because they would be you taking a video, recording a video of the cows or whatever animal. I'm just using cows as an example because numbnuts. So in that instance, if you put a bunch of cowbells around the necks of cows, where each bell was a different note, and you made a video of those cows, that video would be that video would be yours. That would be your copyright, or you would be able to copyright that video. Someone else could not grab that video and upload it legally. But if you were to take the sound of the bells, and upload it as an album saying, cowbell music, that would be copyright free. Does that make sense? The video would be owned by you, but the music of the bells themselves without the video would be copyright free. There you go. That's what I'm getting from that anyway. Wow. Did any of y'all think that, we were going to be talking about copyright of animals? Animal created things. By the time we got through the 2 hours of this live stream today, I, for one, did not have that on my bingo card. Ooh. Also, speaking of bingo cards, new coffee flavor this morning. Crème Brulé flavored coffee. Really nice with milk. Very, very nice with milk. Tomorrow I'm going to try it without milk, and we'll see how much the difference there. Ewoki, you die? Why you die? No dying, Ewoki. Not allowed. Not allowed to die. No. Bad. Because that sounds so yum. Crème Brulé flavored coffee. It is really, really nice. It's just got like that burnt caramel undertone. It's so, so good. Especially, like I said, with milk, because it really gives the creaminess. Because, you know, creme brulee is that wiggly, custardy stuff with the burnt caramel topping, right? Um, Jeeves is like, Muir. But anyway, yeah, that's, you know, basically what creme brulee is. In fact, hold on. There we go. That stuff. That stuff right there. All right? That is creme brulee. Jeeves is exactly like that. So, I'm guessing that without the milk, the creme brulee flavored coffee would probably just taste like the burnt caramel shell on the top. But with the milk, it actually tastes like a proper, you know, like a creme, like the brulee part or the creme part of the brulee. Sorry. Um. So yeah, Iwoki, you had creme brulee this past weekend. Do you miss it? It is so. I love creme brulee. It is seriously so tasty. Ooh, there's a recipe here on how to make it. Heavy cream, sugar, egg yolk, salt, vanilla. Ooh. No. No, Muir. Bad. Bad. It's fine. Okay. So anyway, my friends, it is that time. I am roasting. I need to go downstairs and sit in front of the air conditioning for like the next 1.5 hours. But we will be back at 2 p.m. UK time, which is in 1 hour and 55 minutes. Jeeves, it's not hard to make creme brulee, but you'll want a nice torch. Yeah, to properly burn the top of it. Yeah, definitely need a bit of a blowtorch to do that. I've got one. I have a little miniature blowtorch. It's a lighter, but it's one of those butane ones that has, you know, that goes whoosh and has a blue, almost invisible flame, which will probably be work really well for burning the top of the creme brulee. Iwoki, you'll see all school cats in the afternoon stream. You don't think you can walk today, so you'll wait train. I'm just gonna melt. That is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go downstairs. I am gonna have my lunch, and I am going to melt. And then I'm going to come up here and tell you all at 2 p.m. UK time how hot it is and complain about it. Jeeves, don't use the miniature one. Get a proper one. Yeah. I'd probably have to, wouldn't I? But they're so expensive. They're so expensive. Sniff. Ewoki, don't melt. I'll try not to. I will try not to, but it is really hot. Anyway, before we just keep talking about creme brulee and blowtorches, I will see you all in about 1 hour and 50 minutes from now. Until then, please stay safe. Please stay hydrated. And remember, it's Paralives this afternoon. Going back to Rags to Mega Riches, we are going to cross the 100,000 line today. 100%. I don't care if it kills me, we're gonna do it. I'll see you all then. Bye for now. Bye.